So you guys did watch parties. You guys reacted on the spot without, I mean, it was very real and raw. So you guys have had a few days to think about it, but I'd love to know. I know you guys probably like the pick. That's not what I'm asking you. Was it the right pick, or was there someone else you would have taken at 11 if you were the general manager? And if so, I'd love to know who. Give me.
Mykel Williams for me was my number 2 option as we got closer. Early on, it was Walter Nolan and is my number 1 guy, and then Jahdae Barron was a close second. But as we really got to the draft, cornerback no longer made sense. So we knew they were going to go trenches. I was hoping they wouldn't go with Banks. Luckily, he didn't fall. For me, Walter Nolan was my number 1 guy. So I would have gone Walter Nolan, but it was close, and Mykel Williams was right there. So super happy with the pick. I'm still kind of back and forth because I'm trying to not look at the pick by itself and then pair it with what was also there. So I look at it. I know we're going to talk about the second round, and we will. I may have a different answer, but like if I went Walter Nolan, and then I probably wouldn't go Alfred Collins. I would look at like Ezeraku, but then I'm looking at 2 guys that are more pass rushers. Am I really getting a way to stop the run? So that makes it kind of interesting. But I just have to go with who I think is going to be have the better career. And slightly, I'll go Walter Nolan, but it's close.
I think it was a good pick. I like the potential of the kid, but I'm not going to change it up and act like that's what I would have done. I would have done what I tweeted out before, what I said I would have done before, which was trade back, try to get more draft capital, and gone after Simmons, who would have been the best tackle in this draft had he not got injured, and had him sit a year behind Colton McKivitz or Trent Williams and be the eventual replacement, because if he's healthy, he might end up being the best tackle out of this draft, and the Chiefs did that. That's who the Chiefs got. So that's what I said I would have done, and that's probably what I still would have done, although like now my hindsight is really liking the Cowboys pick, because I think Tyler Booker might end up being the best guard in this draft. He seems like a Pro Bowl type guard. They have a need at guard. That, to me, if you draft Booker, that is a much safer route to go, and the 49ers do need help there. I feel like there's no question Booker's going to be a really good player. With Mykel, it's definitely possible he becomes an absolute stud, but I do question, like, it's like more TBD with him because of what he did in college.
For me, my number 1 guy was Armand Mimbu. I wanted him only if he fell to us. And once he got picked up in 7, my guy was Mykel Williams. I wanted a defensive lineman if we couldn't handle offensive line right away. I thought that Armand Mimbu, because Josh Simmons was hurt, was far and away the best tackle in this year's draft. And pound for pound, yeah, Josh Simmons has Armand Mimbu, but you just can't count on him ever getting back to that level. It's just a crapshoot. So when you one of the biggest things outside of just picking a player, I didn't want to move out of 11 because I feel like we need elite players. I felt like it was time for us to start replenishing the top part of our draft, which is older and heavy and expensive, right? So the only way you do that is actually get a stud. And I felt like also getting a stud in this year's draft was a premium because we couldn't even count 10 guys that we thought deserved to be in that area of the draft where we picked. So Mykel Williams, Walter Nolan, and Armand Mimbu were my 3. Armand Mykel was first, and then Walter Nolan second. I wanted to get after D-line last because I felt that D-line was actually had the most depth in this year's draft. But Mykel Williams is the pick that I was happy with, especially the age. He's got huge upside. All of the things, for fear of being redundant, that everybody's talked about. But the biggest thing that I liked about Mykel Williams is that he has so much upside as far as his body is concerned. He's 6'5", 260 pounds, but he's only 20 years old. Like he's got about 3 more years of development in his body for him to really turn into something that we've never seen before. So I do love the fact that he can stop the run. And I agree with Coach Kasarik. I never seen nobody stop the edge. Like he stops it with ease. So I love the Mykel Williams at 11.
PrizePicks is sponsoring the Cohn Zone this year. PrizePicks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So when I'm doing prize picks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game, the 49ers will go on to win. I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a prize picks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play prize picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it is the new user offer. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code Cohn, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell them Grant sent you. I like it a lot. I think it was the right pick. And what's interesting about it is like, some people be like, well, he's not a good enough pass rusher to take it 11. He's just not. He's a run defender first, and he's a projection as a pass rusher. I think it's interesting how like scheme evolves. Like 10 years ago, he wouldn't have been a good enough pass rusher to take. But now, since defenses have gone to like 2 high safeties all the time, and the way offenses have responded is by running the ball with like 2 and 3 tight end formations. Like the only way to really stop the run, like defenses don't want to load the box. Because offenses want you to load the box. Because once you load the box, it's play action city and you're freaking cooked. So the only ways to really stop the run with 2 high safeties is a 5-man front, which the Niners aren't going to use. Well, they might a little bit with Saleh, but they're not going to live in that. They're with us. They're in the 4-man front territory. And if you're going to stop the run with the 4-man front and the two high safeties, you need some big freaking defensive linemen. And 1 or 2 of those guys need to be able to 2-gap when necessary. And with Mykel Williams, he has the length to do it. And he played 4-eye. So as he gets older, to Coach's point, and he's like 270, 275, like you can reduce him down to 4-eye against teams like Philly, teams that like run the ball with quarterbacks, Baltimore, and then have a 5-man front. And so I think now with Mykel, and we'll talk about Alfred Collins in a minute, I think the Niners have so much more versatility for their front, and they're going to be able to actually stop the run without bringing an 8th man down, which is what you want to do in modern football. So I like it. I think it's a good move. And it's, as far as the pass rush goes, it's why you're paying Bosa. Mykel has potential. So does Collins. And it's why you're paying Saleh. Like, you need to scheme stuff up when it's time. So I like the pick.
I love it, man. I'm thrilled. Like it made me feel like that they get it. Like, we need guys we need get off the bus guys. Like this guy is a specimen. Like the first thing that we notice with camp is, what did we mention to each other as soon as camp in is like, they look small. They look like a smaller team. They don't look imposing, So I'm glad that we got him, man. It's a great start in the right direction.